Porto is an amazing city you have to add to your travel bucket list. After watching this video, you'll know all about the best things to do, what to eat and where, how to get around, the easiest day trips, and the best places to stay. And you're going to want to watch until the end because we will be sharing one mistake to avoid when traveling to Porto. Let's jump in. First, let's talk about what to eat in Porto and where the best places to try these dishes are. Pastéis de nata are super tasty Portuguese custard tarts with a crispy, flaky crust and a creamy, slightly caramelized filling. The best places to try these, in our opinion, are Manteigaria, Fábrica de Nata, and Castor. The unique thing about the first two is that they make them on the premises for everyone to see. And they also offer little bottles of ginger liqueur. It's a sweet Portuguese liqueur made by infusing ginger berries in alcohol, which make great souvenirs and gifts. Pastéis de nata or pastel de nata, when referring to only one, are best enjoyed with sprinkled cinnamon on top and a cup of coffee. All of these places give you packets of cinnamon to go. Pastéis de bacalhau are Portuguese codfish croquettes. They're made with salted cod, potatoes, and spices, then deep fried until crispy and golden. A great place to try these are at Casa Portuguesa do Pastel de Bacalhau, where you can get a glass of port wine and pastel de bacalhau for €15, plus you get to keep the cute wine glass as a souvenir. You can enjoy your food and drink in a beautiful building while listening to a live organ performance of popular songs. It's a very touristy place, but it's worth it. Francesinha is a delicious sandwich created by a Portuguese man that, after spending some time in France, wanted to make a croque monsieur with Portuguese flavors. It's made with layers of steak, sausage, and ham, all piled between slices of bread, covered in a rich, spicy tomato sauce and melted cheese. It's typically served with egg on top, but you can order it without. If you like beer, definitely try Portugal's most famous beer, Superboc, which originated in Porto in 1927. It's also available without alcohol. As personally, we're on a mission to find the best 0% beer out there, and this one is definitely high on the list. Prego is a traditional sandwich made with thinly sliced seasoned beef. There are two common versions, prego no pão, which is served in a crusty bread roll, or prego no prato, served on a plate with fries, rice, and sometimes fried egg. It's a popular snack in Portugal, often found in cafes and tascas. Tascas are small, simple Portuguese restaurants that serve homemade, traditional food at super affordable prices, and they're usually family-run. Okay, now here's our list of must-visit Porto restaurants. We've tried two of them, Aliados, which is in the city center, and Salgueiros, which is on the coast of Vila Nova de Gaia. Although there are many others, the food and service here is amazing and the prices are super fair. For example, we had dinner at Brasão Aliados and we ordered for 2 people, bread with olives, Superboc 0% beer, a salad to share, vegetable soup, prawn croquettes to share, prego, francesinha, and a decomposed pastel de nata for dessert, and only paid €53. This cafe originated in 1922 and used to be the go-to spot for the city's elite, writers, politicians, artists, and thinkers. Of course, now anyone can come to this cafe and enjoy the Belle Époque decor that it has maintained from that era and live piano music in the background. Here you have to try the rabanadas. Rabanadas are kind of like Portuguese-style French toast, but better in my opinion, covered in sugar and cinnamon so it's crispy on the outside and soft and custardy on the inside. It's so good. Zenith is an amazing brunch place that originated in Portugal but has now expanded to Madrid and Barcelona as well. We absolutely love it. We highly recommend trying their Tosta Zenith, which is their take on francesinha, Porto Zenith cocktail, which is white port, orange juice, mango, passion fruit and lemon juice, so delicious and refreshing, and the fluffy Oreo pancakes. Pro tip, if you're not into the banana cream, ask for a Nutella replacement. It is unreal and they are happy to oblige. For brunch, we also like Do Norte Café by Hungry Biker and Floresta Café by Hungry Biker. We've linked all of these places in the description so you can check them out for yourself. And if you want more ideas of restaurants like the Hard Rock Café or Moo Steakhouse, definitely head over to the blog post linked in the description. There are plenty of amazing things to do in Porto, but here is a list of our absolute favorites. Fado is a traditional style of Portuguese music accompanied by a soft, melancholic sounds of a Portuguese guitar. You'll often hear it in small bars or restaurants. It's a must-try if you truly want to experience Portugal. The one we went to includes a glass of port wine with a ticket. We've linked a few in the description for you if you're interested. I just wanted to let you know that this and all the activities we mentioned will be linked in the description to make it easy for you. A fun way to do some sightseeing is booking a tuk-tuk ride or a vintage car. It takes approximately an hour and can cost anything between €35 to €50. The drivers take you through all the important landmarks and know a lot about the history, so you learn so much on the ride. Lelo Bookstore in Porto is a must-see, rumored to have inspired the Harry Potter books actually. It's super famous for its gorgeous interior architecture. It opened in 1906 and it's packed with classic books in all kinds of languages and stunning book covers. For example, I got these two and I think they're absolutely stunning. The woodwork, stained glass ceilings and red staircase are so beautiful. And pro tip, to avoid long queues, book your tickets in advance and try to book the final time slot available, which is 6:30 p.m. to enjoy it with fewer people around because it can get really busy. The money spent on your entry ticket can be used towards the purchase of a book. Also, this bookstore is right by the Galeria de Paris street that really comes alive at night with many bars and restaurants. It's super cute with pretty buildings and string lights throughout the whole street. The Ribeira is a beautiful neighborhood in Porto where there are many waterfront restaurants and bars. It's a great place to relax, see all the colorful buildings by the river, have a glass of port wine, and order typical Portuguese dishes. A place we highly recommend on the other side of the river is Uva by Calem. It's right by the water and has a fantastic view of the bridge in the Ribeira. You can visit the Caves Calem wine cellars right next to it too. We've linked a photo show with the tour of the wine cellar in the description. Another way to see the beautiful views of Porto from up top is going on a cable car ride. It costs €7 one way or €10 for a round trip, although we suggest taking it all the way up and then walk down through the Dom Luis I bridge to the other side. The views from the top of the bridge are absolutely spectacular. There are a couple of more options for amazing views of the river. The more budget-friendly way is to walk one way at the top of the bridge from Porto to Villanova de Gaia, walk up and walk back at the top of the bridge. You can also take tramline 1, but more on that later. If this seems a bit too high for you, but you still want the views, try the Elevador de Ribeira, a free industrial elevator that goes just above the regular buildings with a view of the river and the bridge. We highly recommend seeing the light show at Clérigos Church, which projects lights and cool patterns on the inside of the church, making it look incredible. It's a unique experience and definitely something you won't forget, and it only costs €10. Okay, some important landmarks to see are Porto Cathedral for amazing views of the city, Palacio da Bolsa for neoclassical architecture, grand rooms, costs €14 to enter with audio guide, and a restaurant that serves a set lunch menu for €25. Church of São Francisco with a stunning ornate interior, Casa da Música, a modern concert hall, the wine cellars in Villanova de Gaia, located just across the river where you can learn about the history of port wine, São Bento railway station, famous for its stunning blue and white azulejos, depicting scenes of Portuguese history, Fonte dos Leões, Dom Luis I bridge, and the Ribeira district, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Real quick, I just wanted to talk to you about our digital travel planner. From packing lists, budget planners and outfit planners, to checklists, a whole section dedicated to road trips and ways to organize all of your research, this planner has everything you need to plan your trip and keep all of your info in one place. And the cool part is, it's fully editable and hyperlinked, so it kind of works like an app. Check it out if it's something that you might be interested in. If you have extra time in Porto, you definitely should visit the coast of Villanova de Gaia. The beaches there are so beautiful and are great for a relaxing stroll. Plus, there are a ton of great restaurants with a view of the water, like Braçao Salgueiros that we mentioned earlier. Just keep in mind, you will need a car or use a ride-sharing option to get there because public transport doesn't reach those areas. Alright, if you're visiting Porto and you have some extra time, you have to check out the Douro Valley. It's an insanely beautiful wine region just a short drive from the city, with hills covered in vineyards, a river, and these charming villages. It's actually one of the oldest wine regions in the world and the place where port wine comes from. If you don't have a car, we've linked a tour for you of the vineyards with a boat ride that includes transport from Porto to the Douro Valley. Porto has an excellent public transport system. They have buses, the metro, trams, taxis, and ride-sharing, and trains. The best way to get around quickly is by metro, and the cool thing about it is that most of the lines actually go above ground, unlike traditional underground metros. For a fun experience, take Metro Line 1 on the yellow line from Jardim do Moro to São Bento, and you'll see incredible views of the Ribeira. And FYI, the yellow line is the main one you'll want to take to get the closest to the river or to get to Villanova de Gaia. The main metro station is Trindade and is also where you get off when coming from the airport. However, we found that Porto is very walkable and we've never needed to use public transport. Walking is always the best way to really get a feel of the city and you get to see way more. Just keep in mind that you'll be walking up and down a lot of hills. Porto is known for their vintage 1930 trams, and they can be a fun way to get around the city and do some sightseeing. In fact, Tram 18 takes you from the Porto Tram Museum to Carmo Church, going through beautiful streets. It used to be closed due to construction, but is now operational as of 2025. we highly recommend staying at the new B&B hotel in Villanova de Gaia. There is a metro stop right in front of the hotel that takes you to Porto city center in just 7 minutes. There's also a Starbucks right beneath it if you need a morning coffee before exploring. The newer B&B hotels are a great option if you're on a budget but don't want to compromise on a clean room with essential amenities like Wi-Fi or air conditioning. Okay, so this is how we find great apartments and hotels to stay in on a budget. First, go to booking.com and select your destination and dates. Toggle the slider to match your budget, filter it to the best rating, select free cancellation, which is always best so you don't lose out in case of unexpected changes. Select city center if you prefer something central and don't want to rely on transport. And finally, choose excellent location. Then, based on that criteria, you will get a list of the best accommodation options that suit your budget. Okay, the biggest mistake people make when traveling to Porto is not being prepared for rainy days. It rains approximately 150 days a year in Porto, which essentially means it rains around every second day. And since you'll be walking a lot, be prepared by taking proper shoes, the floors get super slippery, and keep a small umbrella in your bag. And don't even waste space packing one. You can buy one there for cheap, or alternatively, keep a compact raincoat in your travel bag. We've actually linked one for you that is super budget friendly in the description if you're interested. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Check out all the links in the description and watch this video next so you'll have all the tools you need to plan your next trip to Porto. Safe travels. It makes spending money while traveling in Europe super easy. One of its biggest perks is no hidden currency conversion fees.